Never mind what you seen.
Never mind what you heard.
We are here. We back. It's seen and not heard. You know what I'm saying? The jokes from before the show carry on, but that just means that it's a genuine good time.
Yeah, we having fun.
You know what I'm saying? With the good guys. Yo, shout out to you, bro. Good to see you.
Yeah, man, we back, yo.
You already know. I don't know, like it's not really a hiatus, but you know, when you have so much consistency, any hiccup seems like a big break. You're so used to being on your standard routine. But we in the building, and you know we right back at it. Shout out to everybody that's been the new subscribers.
Yeah.
Shout out to the previous subscribers.
Facts. Page is growing.
Yes, shout out to the new views. Some videos growing by leaps and bounds, and others actually growing steadily as a trickle down, which to me signifies that some people are like starting to get wind,
catalog.
You know, get wind of us and actually like are kind of getting accustomed to us. I like it.
Hell yeah.
I'm happy. I'm proud.
It's been fun.
You know, just a plan from some bros.
That's it. That's it.
It's time to take it up. But outside the intro,
yeah, we kind of last two episodes got in that conspiracy bag.
And last two episodes, if we're talking about, I mean, not to date the show, because whenever you catch it, it's still gonna be an interesting show. Right. But if you did want to get a timestamp, you recall that there were these odd national outages. And out of nowhere, we had what?
Was it AT&T? AT&T went out?
I'm not sure all the companies. I wasn't personally affected.
Yeah, I was good.
But my
bank account was good.
My lady had no internet for the week at home.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. And
that's crazy.
Which led her like, yo, I remember this movie I seen, and she started telling me to check this movie out. So when I started checking the movie out, seen the trailer, and the trailer was interesting, but the trailer had a familiar face.
A few familiar faces.
One time for for me,
yep.
You know, shout to Julia Roberts.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go Mahershala Ali. Nah?
Julia Roberts.
Word.
You know what's funny, man? Like, I didn't know the premise of Pretty Woman as a kid.
You just knew about, like...
No, I just remember. I can visually remember the movie cover.
The cover
of her
is iconic.
Her and Richard Gere and, like, the words going up. I really remember the VHS cover, like, in my bevy of movies that was at my house. Like, I had to become an adult to be like, whoa, she was a what?
She was a...
like, my fault, I didn't know she was working.
This is America's sweetheart?
I didn't know she was working. You know what I mean? But, you know, shout out to her. So it was, like, funny to see her. And, like, you know, even my girl was like, oh, Julia Roberts is in it. Like, I didn't know Mahershala was in it until, like, you know how Netflix shows alternate covers? So I seen an alternate cover, and I was like, oh, he's in it? Okay. And then I'm starting to watch it. And like the first time, I mean, like the one thing behind the curtain, guys, for me, when I'm like so busy working all the time and everything, I'll find myself trying to start a movie when I'm dog tired.
That's the worst.
So I think I see like all of the movies we watch, I promise you, I've seen the first 15 minutes of the movie 15 times.
Word.
Because I've tried to watch it. And then it's like, wow, this bed's really taking over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like that, man.
But, you know, when I finally get to watch it, I'm like, yo, I know that like the back of my head.
Yeah.
Then we lock in and get a few good watches for the pod.
Plus 30 a couple times.
So I seen up until, like, the oil tanker.
Okay, yeah.
I seen up until the oil tanker washed up on the beach or whatever. I seen that, like, 10 times.
Yeah,
before I got to see the rest
that
of
first
the
like 20 minutes or so, it goes by pretty quick.
Yeah.
On my repeat watch, because I hadn't seen this when it first came out.
Right.
I literally didn't watch it until we decided to watch it for this. So because watch a lot of movies. A lot of the movies that we've done, I've seen, whatever. But I seen it. Yeah, this one was when the trailer came out, I was definitely interested, just because like it seemed like it was gonna be suspenseful. I like a slow burning type of movie.
Okay.
You know, just by the trailer, you could see that they're gonna be in basically one location for the most part. So you know, we got this group of unlikely characters, like they wouldn't be in the same place, which they touch on that a little bit. Just in this house trying to survive. And then the movie came out, and then it's like, it's a movie I felt like I had watched without seeing it, because the timeline had talked about every single aspect of the movie.
So you
before
caught
I
it.
even
So you caught the movie like on you
just
read the movie on Twitter.
Twitter,
Before.
Facebook, yeah, all of that, man.
Me on the other hand, I didn't know it existed.
Word. Yeah, it's like, and there's no shade to it. I am a little I might be a little harsh on this movie.
Hey man, here
like,
we are.
Yeah, we're here. So, Leave the World Behind came out late last year, December. Director I'm not familiar with, Sam Esmail, I think. Esmail. I don't know.
Sam.
Sam.
It's Sam.
Yeah, Sam. Based on the book of the same name by Rumaan Alam. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Let's call it what it is, bro. I mean, we're still in a little bit of the conspiracy bag. So people were really concerned over the fact that the Obamas were the producers
See,
of
I didn't
this.
know that.
Yeah.
These are things like, you know what I mean? I'm just watching a movie.
Yeah, because like, opening
And
credits.
I'm sorry to everyone when I just watch movies.
We're part of my ignorance.
I'm just like literally not even the connotation of being dumb. Just like ignoring
I'm just
those extra layers.
Yeah.
I thought I was watching the movie.
Yeah. So it is kind of a blink and you miss it in the credits. Is it even the credit? First watch, the credits threw me off. I like the opening where Julia Roberts, they zoom in on her, and then she's like, I hate people. Like, I'm trying to get away, leave the world behind.
Concur.
And word, you know what I'm saying? But the Joey Badass rap song in the beginning, it was just weird. This whole movie, I feel like, is weird, and I feel like you got stuff I feel like we both have things we could pick apart. But like, the Obamas being the producers, man, that's what a lot of people leaned into, that like that side of like QAnon, Twitter, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
That type
Here
of
we
shit.
go.
Yeah, the Obama, they're trying to tell us something. And it's like, maybe Barack and Michelle really like the book, and I don't know. I think they've produced a couple other films or documentaries before, so this isn't like new to them, but whatever, but where did I want to start? Sorry, I got my notes right here.
You good, bro?
Yeah, so it's how do we call it? Because it's a beginning of the end of the world, or beginning of like a collapse, a societal collapse, like however we want to frame it.
Yeah, I mean, are we going in? We're not going in order.
No, we don't have to. We don't
Okay.
necessarily have to go in order. I just have like a few themes that we can touch on.
Like I'm terrible with specificities, and I look at the movie more as an overall thing.
As an overall thing, yeah.
But when it comes to the overall thing, there was a part when he spoke to starting, like basically how you just have to start a problem and the people will finish it themselves. And I think like that was what it was meant to depict.
Okay.
Because it was the cyber attack ensues, but it's like people kind of just like weed themselves out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like some of the stuff. I'd have to like ask you,
Word.
like, because you're tapped into like a whole nother realm of watching the movie to be like, yo, what did that have to do with the movie?
Okay.
Like, what did this like? How like okay, so I was waiting for something to happen,
Bro.
with the deer.
Okay. So, what do you have any
No,
ideas? Nothing, right?
not at all.
Okay, so
Because
first,
there's no resolution in these things.
I mean, let's call it what it is. The entire movie doesn't really have any resolution.
Exactly.
Like, if anything, we see it's maybe like a half hour before the movie ends, 40 minutes before the movie ends, when Julia Roberts and the actress that plays Mahershala's daughter, when they're in the shed and they kind of you know they're kind of going back and forth, but then they end up having a heart-to-heart and finally like agreeing on something. Even she says it, she's like, "Oh, finally."
Die.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, you know what I'm saying. So
trauma bond, literal.
for real, exactly. That might be the only real resolution that we got in the entire movie because, bro, I was talking with a friend and I'm like, yo, this movie really gave me like conspiracy blue balls. Like, it's like, yo, the first two parts of the movie, you're developing the characters. I thought it was great. The racial divide, you know, you got this moderate, I guess, white family from New York.
Nope, nobody's broke. But it's just like
how skeptical they were when
upper middle class versus
up.
upper class. Mm-hmm. And like I love that juxtaposition because, you know, like we got the turn to be the rich people. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And like
we rent the houses.
You know what I'm saying? Like we rent them to you. It's our joint.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, it's odd. Mm-hmm. And it's just like I think people like really don't I think it flipped a lot of the cultural stuff on its head. Like how, you know, like, oh, don't you tell your kids don't talk to strangers, right? But people send their kids in cars with strangers all the time and they buy them, send them on an Uber.
Yeah.
Like, and nobody thinks of it like, yo, that's still a stranger. Like, nobody thinks about the way that, like, technology and convenience kind of flipped some of these things that we typically were against on their head. It's like, yo, you're literally just staying in a stranger's house. But no, that's called an Airbnb.
Yeah.
So watch your mouth. Like, we actually just, like, this is our hotel for the week. It's like, oh, it's like you rented someone's summer home. No, you're staying in somebody's house.
It's just somebody's crib.
Like they had a gun locked away.
Yeah.
And like, you know what I mean? And all types of unsafe things that you could have literally, like, you could have been in a lot of danger just being up in somebody's house. But you don't think of that when you're just renting an Airbnb.
Yeah.
It's just where you're gonna stay for the week. Mm-hmm. So I mean, like, stuff like that was just funny to watch.
Yeah. They it's like they start so many good conversations, man. They do start a lot of good conversations. Like, so like race and class tensions, like that's pretty much that whole first 30, 40 minutes or so. Cause like by the time, like when Mahershala and his daughter show up, like, yo, Julia Roberts is skeptical for like the next 20, 30 minutes, yo, and keeps questioning like, yo, who are these people? Can I see ID?
I can't say. Okay, I feel like I can't say that she was wrong.
Nah.
And I feel like
naturally,
what they tried to do was they tried to give context to an attitude. And that's kind of corny to me.
Okay.
Because I feel like a lot of people that they tried to like tug on the heartstrings of your skepticism as a person. Naturally, you'd be skeptic.
Yeah.
They gave her the attitude of a Karen in those moments, so that you would empathize with a Karen. and be like, oh, maybe it's coming from something when they're treating you like that. Like, nah, that's not true. Like, no, she's wilding because her defenses should have been let down easily, but to the point, like, okay, I get it. You can't really go through the email chain, I guess, because the phones were so disabled.
Yeah.
But in the same token, I'm like, is there anything you could say that's identifying the conversation? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I understand it's very uncomfortable. This is odd, but
Yeah, it's super odd, yo. Middle of the night, we're on vacation. This is supposed to be autonomous in a way. Like, yes, I was emailing this guy named George, but he's faceless to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he's black, white, purple. You know what I'm saying?
didn't matter then.
Didn't matter, yo. Didn't matter.
And I mean,
That was a good. I thought that scene was great though. Like her just bugging out.
To their defense, man, like, why'd you come here is a valid question.
Mm-hmm.
Not because it's our house for the week, but if there's a problem all the way over there, well, how'd you get all the way over here?
Right.
There's no lights, supposedly. How'd you get all the way over here? Mm-hmm. What's going on? Like the whole setup makes very little sense. But it does start to there were holes in the movie.
I think so. Yeah.
Bro. All right, so put yourself in the shoes, right? Is that, oh my God, what's the actor's name? The husband.
Ethan Hawke.
It is Ethan Hawke. Dang, I thought it was Ethan Hawke. That's crazy. Shout out to me not pulling the all white people look alike. That's fire. I was really right. I wish I would have said it first. Because I really, I didn't look at the credits. So, Ethan Hawke, I'm looking at homie, and if you're Ethan Hawke, she's clearly shaken.
His wife?
Sharing the home with the people that own the home.
Mm-hmm.
Do you leave her and the kids there and then go out to find answers?
To go find a newspaper?
That doesn't make sense. Like, I can't see me leaving Shay and the kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Especially while she's worried about something.
Yeah.
Like, you're scared. I'm going to leave you with what you're in fear of to seek answers.
The black man.
It doesn't have to be the black man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying not to even make it like the black thing at that point. I'm just like, it could have been anything. Like, I'm like, if you're scared, like, why would we not stick together?
Which ultimately is something that this movie tries to tell us, like, by the end of it, which is like try to stick together, because that's part of what, to bring it back. You had the question about the deer. So we caught that little radio, that little blip that came through the radio saying that, like, migration, something happened, my animal migration patterns are fucked up. People theorize that when we have, like, major environmental anything, hurricanes, tornadoes, anything like that, like, animals' instincts kick in to then, like, they stick together. They'll flock together. So they use deer a lot, and, like, I looked into it a little bit, and something about deer is supposed to represent, like, new beginnings, like a rebirth or something like that. So like, deer's antlers will shed. So that's something I don't know what culture this is. This is just what you just do the Googles and what's the symbolism and shit in the deer. That was, like, the main thing, but them just being all together, I guess that was like their real world explanation for it, and not like their symbolic explanation. Because you got that scene with all the flamingos popping up. It's like, where the fuck do we have flamingos in the Northeast, yo? You know what I'm saying? A little weird, yo.
A little?
Yeah.
To a pool?
To the pool, like that pool.
A little?
Yeah. Just your pool?
More than a little.
Yeah.
Little.
Yeah.
Like, extremely odd.
Mm-hmm. There's so much, like, so the deer was one thing.
Like, see, and this is where like I'm like, all right, I'm a little older. You remember like West Nile?
West Nile virus? Yeah.
Like, did that have to do with bugs and stuff?
Yeah, some mosquitoes carry it.
Okay, I'm
or
not
something
tripping.
like that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I started thinking about that when like they had the son get bit on the ankle,
Right. Teeth start falling out.
and the story didn't go anywhere.
Yo, bro. All right.
So you just hear toothless.
How much sense does it make, right? My son's teeth's falling out. Let's go to the other neighbor, the conspiracy neighbor, Kevin Bacon.
He wasn't all that. Like,
But what the hell
he
is
was
he
just a
supposed to do?
handyman.
Yeah, but what is? Oh, I think he's got some medicine that could help. Nah,
Okay,
Mahershala,
thought he had the perks.
the Yerkes.
Give him a little painkiller.
He's not even really in pain though.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna make him
this all
forget.
adrenaline. Like, come on, you just
Pop a couple of these.
You just hand
forget
snatch
about
10
your
teeth
life.
out.
Yeah.
You hand snatch 10 teeth out.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, eventually, pain's coming.
Yeah.
It will ensue. Like it's gonna happen. So at that
Yeah.
point, you just
And
gotta.
he did throw up a few times too. That was kind of yeah.
Let's get you some acetaminophen or something. You know, let's get you right.
Yeah, it's because I tried to look up like
High milligram Tylenol.
what could potentially
Gotta get you right.
potentially like what's the explanation behind that, and like nobody really talked about like him getting bit by the tick. Everything that came up was
It just happened.
that loud sound. They're like, oh, maybe that was something that affected him different. But I'm like, that's kind of a reach, like, because that's another thing that is unexplained. Because like, where's that sound coming from? If it was coming from electronic devices, I could. Oh,
I mean,
that's
and then
plausible.
I'm
You know,
thinking maybe like the planes crashing. I don't know.
you know, but
Like planes are just like
falling out the sky, which is a wild. That's out. Not that it's fire, but like that's a wild thing. Like, you know, this movie and just like the companion movie that we watched for this, like they both deal with like a societal collapse in different ways, and also in what the writers think is like a modern way. So this one, like my first viewing of it, I got annoyed because again, aside from like the conspiracy, like blue balls aspect, you know, it was just like these characters are very shallow because they're just representing, like the daughter is representing the mid 20s Gen Zer. Oh, I don't really know what I want to do for a job, and I don't.
she's supposed to be that way.
Yeah, you know.
She I hate to say it, but like she acted well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like she
I think most of the characters
she
are
was,
acted well.
She authentically portrayed a like pretentious, like, person that was positioned financially to be able to be apathetic. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like care about what you care about and don't care about what you care about. Like literally care on your own time. And think that you're a deep, caring individual.
Yeah.
When there's mad stuff you don't give a shit about.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Fake deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All day.
Fake deep.
And she was afforded to do so. Like, you know what I mean? She didn't have to worry about anything. Like, it's like even when they were looking at like, it's like, oh yeah, like, you know, that's a nice. Yeah, things are nice over there. She was like, when she thought she needed a break from me, we thought about getting an apartment over there.
Yeah. Right.
You know, where your whole life is.
Yeah.
Thought about getting a playroom for my kid. Like, talking about, like, you know what I mean? Like,
$3,000 a month playroom.
just living good. You know what I mean? I mean, I do believe, being a person that's starting to dabble in trading and learning about you know, like learning about trading and how it intertwines with the news. I do believe that there are some people that that like the news directly correlates with what happens to us, you know, as human beings or whatever, as far as like you could be following the news for trades and things of that nature, and you actually like get some insight into some things happening. So when he was saying like his job kind of led him to almost being able to predict the future, there's truth to that.
For sure. But that's another thing.
But
like, what is
not revisited enough.
I'm dealing
to
with
be
dudes
like, that's
that
what
are
the
into
movie's about.
defense contracts and all this other shit. It's just like, yeah, but what do you do, bro? Like, you've been like,
Well, he said it. I mean, he was like I didn't believe when he said whatever he did at the Philharmonic or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Philharmonic is like it's like a music.
yeah, like a symphony hall.
Yeah, I think-
Yeah.
Yeah, first time I heard that, I think it was Fresh Prince.
Okay.
When Uncle Phil was talking about catching notes of the Philharmonic.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Like
Yeah,
but
bougie ass shit.
for sure.
Yeah.
But he was talking about like being, coming up from humble beginnings and just wanting to hear that. Like, so it's just like kind of like that, like, like when you have like a nice palate, but like you still only eating ramen because that's your reality. Like you wish you could do something better. You know what I mean? Like you want to get to a better place.
Right.
You're on your way. But either way, like, yo, real talk, bro. He said something. I believe he called himself a wealth manager.
Yeah, and he said, specializing in like moving like large
Yeah.
sums of money, and I mean,
And that's when somebody was
talking about his man's, whatever this businessman is, dealing with all these defense contracts and
and that's when
hundreds of millions of dollars.
Which
yeah.
like, I mean, like, I hate to say it, but like, war is expensive. Anything like, if you were in a privileged financial position to be able to know that like things are about to get shaky, you probably would put something in a Swiss account. I mean, we've seen it with Wall Street.
Right.
We've seen, you know what I mean? Like we've talked about it in other movies. So like that's not far fetched.
No.
And I would imagine that like you would think that you can make these jokes with people, and then like sometimes they mess around and show their hand by accident. So I mean, that scene for me was like a lot of clarity for a movie that's remotely unclear.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, that's something that's like tangible. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not looking for a deeper meaning and trying to interpret it. Like it's like, yo, nah, this dude had like some inside tips and he was like trying to move a bunch of money. And then like he usually always makes like these dumb jokes to kind of throw me off the track of like what's obvious.
The Illuminati.
So then
the
I beat him to the punch. I made the joke and he was like,
yeah, like, wait a minute. Yeah.
and he was like, he didn't laugh. So I'm like, okay, so it's not funny. And then the nigga's basically like, yo, take care of yourself out there. What are you talking about,
what does
bro?
that mean, bro?
And then all of a sudden now he ain't answering the phone. Like,
Yeah.
that's clear. Like, that's like, yo, something's about to happen.
Text went green.
Can't tell you. Like, and all of a sudden now I ain't got no cell reception.
Right.
Like now it look real Androidish over here. Everything's green.
Because buddy's he's like, he looks constipated in the face, like just more and more tense as the movie goes on, because he's doing these adding up the figures, like, damn,
I think he's also trying to like not spook anybody. And I think when you have like privileged information like that, you wouldn't want to scare folks.
Like when he waits for he asks his daughter, "Oh, can you go get me some dry clothes?"
And then know shit,
yeah.
And I think when you're like I think that's more like the physical acting, like in the facial expression, to see him struggle with like, do I say this? Do I not say this? Like, even then, like, I mean, that's relatively late in the movie when he finally breaks down, getting a tip off from somebody.
They promoted the movie off that clip.
Oh, see,
once again, the trailer dropped, I forget what. I think it was a movie me and Katsky and I think Pops went to go see, but they played the trailer in the movie theater, and we were looking around like, that shit looked good, but literally, like, the trailer was the scene with him in the car, and he's like, step one was this, step two, whoop-de-whoop. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, all right. But then, like, it's another thing, too. This movie's long as shit. Shit's like 2.5 hours.
Some change,
You know what I'm saying? I think,
I think, like,
for nothing to really happen,
nothing happened. Like,
frustrating.
I felt bad for Ethan Hawke, but I felt bad for the Spanish lady. I didn't know who to feel bad for.
Word. That was I know we're kind of like, we're nitpicking,
all over the place.
But I thought that was one of the better moments. Like, I loved when Mahershala and his daughter first show up, and I loved that that shot where white family's in the house and they're outside and you see both of them. Like, that was a really cool shot. But then that scene with the Spanish lady, very effective them not having the subtitles like available for that. She's not really saying much. I saw a Spanish translation. She's just freaking out and saying, I'm lost. I need to go home. Can you help me? It's mostly language like that. But then she says, yo, I saw a plane dropping some red shit, basically, trying to warn him about the drone that dropped all the pamphlets. But it's scarier when you don't know what she's saying
100%.
because it's just effective. Acting, yeah,
because it's indistinct if you don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I mean? Like you're not hearing ayúdame. Like you're not hearing that.
Yeah.
You're not hearing somebody say help me. Like you're just like hearing words.
Yeah.
And you're seeing body language.
Yeah. Her tone is crazy.
frantic.
Yeah.
So it does the job. Mm-hmm. And the thing is like, yo, them pamphlets look absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Dropping out of the sky by like the thousands.
Yeah.
You literally would
over
think,
an area that we're told there's really not a lot of people around at that time of the year.
But it looks like it'd be like wings or something. Like it looks like when you see them just drop in droves and bevies, like it looks like it's like birds or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, that's not what's happening. Mm-hmm. Like I'm thinking of like the color. Oh man, is that Travis Scott? That Birds in the Trap?
Oh yeah, Sing McKnight. Yeah.
Yeah, when it was like blue, like the color of the sky, but then it was like the red accents poured over it. Like in the artwork and like how they did like some video, I believe.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
But I'm just looking at like the color, and it's like that was that color. Like you could just see a clear blue sky, and like it's a deep red. Like the burgundy is just like pouring down.
Yeah.
It's like, what is that? Like, because that like obviously we know like subconsciously the blue versus red in your brain does this thing because of what we've learned about those colors growing up. But then it's like to hit like the red, the deep red looks almost like blood.
Yeah.
Like when it pours over that sky blue like that.
Until you focus in, it does look like it's
like is the
liquid
sky bleeding or
yeah,
something
right.
weird. Like you know what I mean?
Then just cut the sky open.
Like I don't know, visually it just does that.
Yeah.
Like it's like opposition, like how like the visual for slime.
Okay.
It's like, you see black and then you see like the lime green. Like, just the visual, the way the colors work against each other to the eye. Like stuff like that.
Yeah. No, that was fly. What else do we got? Yeah. What else do we got here? Because
there's a lot of stuff, bro. Like there's these
I just think so one thing I did think, like, because we hinted at it earlier, which was like, is it about the collapse or is it about like how we are as society? Because like
it's that to me
definitely
to me
that's what I leaned into more than anything.
It's built to show. Okay. There's another poignant scene.
Because I don't want to give it like too much credit, but I think it did a good job at showing what I think most people, especially if like say right now, if we did lose cell phone, internet, all that shit, right?
You're
most
right where I'm
people
at.
are probably gonna react like these people.
You're right
in
where I'm
certain
at.
ways. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I was
the
about to
daughter
say.
only cares about finishing Friends.
Before we get to that, because I was going to that next.
Shout out to Dodds. I know that's his favorite show.
One of the more poignant scenes. Did you say shout out to Dodds?
Yeah.
Yo, Dodds absolutely loathes that shit.
Yeah, he's gonna kill me, but
but one of the more poignant scenes to me is Ethan Hawke when he breaks down. And he's like, I'm just a man. And I don't have cell reception or GPS. And he's crying, pleading like while his family's looking at him for answers.
Yeah.
And it starts to make you think like how resourceful you believe you are to be able to take care of your family is attached to a device. Like, yo, like, bro, I can't remember the last time I seen a paper map, unfolded it, figured some shit out,
bro,
went somewhere.
Finger to the
like,
wind.
yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like,
north is this way.
Man, we was just joking. We was joking the other day talking about when we went to Echoes as a kid. And it was just like, yeah, like, because we were talking about camping. And then And then she was like, even if I went camping out, like I'd like to go glamping or something. I was like, that's cool. I was like, yeah. I was like, I don't feel like I want to like take a day off work to go play Echoes right now and see if I could like strike up a fire and like cook some glizzies or something. Like, you know, like
cut the fucking
like,
the
yeah,
birch
like,
wood off the
see if
shit.
I can survive,
fire
like,
starters and all that.
But when you watch movies like this, like you be like, yo, like, am I really gonna be able? Do I have the capability to take care of my family the way I need to? Like if something happens, like I'm not as resourceful as I am. Like, you know what I mean? I'm resourceful with a handful of resources.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like,
yeah.
like it's like I'm not lazy. But am I really knowledgeable?
Okay.
That's how it feels watching the movie. Like it's like, because that person is gonna seem like a person that knows enough because he can Google his way through anything. Like you can YouTube University your way through anything. You mess around and watch something, follow the steps, pay attention.
Right.
All right, cool. I got to figure this out to make sure my daughter's cool. All right, cool. He would have been on the roof of that house trying to reroute it. He was over there like, oh man, I'm gonna get the rabbit ears and I'm just gonna set this up and you'll be watching the show in no time. And it's like, no. It's bigger than that. And it's like, oh, well, then I don't got nothing. Like, wait, there's no reception? How am I supposed to get there? I got nothing. Like, you paying attention to road signs. Just be seeing what the phone's talking about. And it's like, yo, if Google Maps ain't hitting or if Apple Maps ain't hitting, then I'm going to Waze. Because Waze got the detours. And Waze going to tell you where the cops is parked.
Man's literally turned around because he couldn't figure out how to get back in a simple ass. It's like a one road in, one like road out type of town. And
and that's what made me think like, yo, I think the movie stops dead in the middle of whatever they're dealing with. And I think it's just left for us to have conversation.
Yeah.
It's left for us to point the mirror back at ourselves. It's left for us to be like, yo, did you faintly hear Julia Roberts yelling for the daughter when the daughter stopped paying attention? And then went down the hallway, then found her way downstairs, then found a DVD and was just like, I'm good.
Yeah. I thought that was a funny moment with the daughter where she's talking to her brother, and she's like, I really need this right now.
No. Even like very little things. Oh man, this reminds me of what you say, West Wing.
Yeah.
And she was like, "You watch West Wing?
What the fuck are you doing watching West Wing?" Like
that. But that's what the mom was like. You watch West Wing, like. But see, the thing, you know what that was? Do we know what our kids are doing? You let them get raised by the iPad. They're just sitting there with their headphones on.
That's another little theme.
You don't know what it's built to create conversations.
Yeah.
Because
modern parenting. What does the modern man look like? You know, we got an internet full of red pill content. You're fresh and fits that want to fucking alpha male you, sigma male you to death. But like, bro, if my car break down right now, AAA, where you at? You know what I'm saying? I'm not out there with the toolbox. I'm not ashamed to say it. You know what I'm saying? But
I feel like I'm stimulating the economy. I'm being hopeful.
Job security. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out.
Doing my part.
Doing my part in the world. I'm doing my part. Yo, no bullshit. No bullshit. So yeah, we touched on I guess a little bit of like
I got a few
the nature,
more. A few more.
Nature aspect, that the nature aspect was a small part of it because again, it could be a reflection on us needing to work together or a hard reset.
If you're the
communication breakdowns.
If you're the conspiracy guy, I'm the relationship guy. And like relationship wise, what's going on
with Ethan and his wife?
No. What's going on because the daughter pressed up on Ethan Hawke.
Yeah.
And then villainized him for receiving the press.
It was giving me what's her name from Baby Boy, Pandora.
She said something.
You're not about to come get this.
She said something to something to the effect of like, you don't take me as a guy that has a trouble getting the ladies.
Yeah.
And just for him to be I wouldn't call him receptive, but just for him to not be resistant.
Mm-hmm.
She went and talked to her dad and was like, yo, this dude wants to fuck me.
Yo, that's some hating shit.
That's wild.
It's a wild concept.
I'm not done. Go ahead.
Are we about to go to?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
we
study.
going. Yes.
What the? First of all, Next on vinyl is kind of crazy to me.
It's not.
Yo. It's not crazy, yo.
It's not.
Yo.
Because it's like, to me, it's artsy. Like, he said, no. It's artsy for the daughter. He said the daughter was in her DJ phase.
Okay.
Never mind those records. But that's like if you went to a Urban Outfitters, like that's gonna ironically be there. Like that's like you was growing up in the '90s type of song.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So it
Find
was
this in the now, this section.
It was apropos. You know what I mean? Like if it made sense, but it was like. But it was funny because as soon as I seen the next cover, I'm remembering it as a little kid, knowing the cassette. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm like, I know Butter Love's not coming on.
Nah.
I know it because I know the beginning of Too Close. And I'm like, I've always known the beginning as an adult revisiting it. And like, I've always thought it was hilarious to tell my parents that like, they needed censorship rules that they actually applied as opposed to just a sticker on the cover. Because I'm like, I wonder if she can tell I'm hard right now.
Yo.
It's an amazing start to a song that should
my God,
that should never have existed on the radio.
Bro.
But when you think of, like, when you're talking about like, okay, like we had an event, sidebar, shout out to Aura, everybody, mess with us.
Word.
But only if you can. Everybody can't go. You know what I'm saying? So
say that.
Those are the vibes. Like, we can all have a good time, but only come there if that's what you want to do. And we had some friends at our game night that did want to hear Sexy Red.
Interesting.
Hey, and the reason I say that is because we would look at Sexy Red like very vulgar, right? Mm-hmm. But I only say that when we're thinking about Next. And like, I wonder if she could tell I'm hard right now. Is the beginning of the song. Dun 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 dun. And the whole song is, I mean, like,
it's about a boner.
Oh,
it's about having a boner.
Like, baby, when we're grinding, I get so excited. Ooh, how I like it. I try, but I can't fight it. Like, she's melodically singing Step Back, You're Dancing Kind of Close. I feel a little poke coming through. like come on. Like this is this is a very vile song that has been commercially and casually like it like
it's for a part of culture.
For you to be a producer, you have to look at the song like that and understand the power of production and melody. Because you could sneak so much past the listener. Like, that shouldn't be like a large, casual commercial success.
Bro,
to your point,
10, 11 years old.
But to your point of the now, that's what I call music. Like, that's supposed to be like very friendly to the masses stuff. And it would make one of those.
It was on one of those.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not like we're talking about trying to sneak doggy style, you know what I mean? Bitches, or it's trying to sneak bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks on people.
Right.
Not trying to like get Doodoo Brown on there or Uncle Luke or something. Like, no, this is just a regular old middle of the road melody that's just talking about somebody being hard.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
You can get back to the movie.
Yeah.
But
Julia and Mahersha having their little moment.
That moment would be intensified if they both happen to be better dancers.
Cringeworthy dancing, you know.
Now,
but then
hers was on brand.
Yeah.
So for him to be bad, I was like,
yeah. But he's also giving like, I don't want to just be like cornball brother,
no,
but
not cornball, but like
but he's maybe bourgeois, doesn't really know.
I mean,
I don't think he kind of knows that he's like tall, dark, and like handsome.
I think he wanted to do like he's the older guy thing. Older, tapped into jazz, sophisticated.
Yeah.
They just went to the opera, Philharmonic, if you will. Blazer, give me an ascot.
Some of his mannerisms,
like just the blazer with the big scarf. I'm feeling the vibes. I'm with all that.
Word.
That's fire. That's fire. Get fresh, my dude. Do your thing. But it's like, yo, you still got to have a solid two-step. Like, to me, his acting was good because I don't think his two-step's that bad in real life.
Probably not.
Like, I feel like his acting was
I feel like he's a smooth brother.
That acting, like, and it's like, the thing is, like, you know, I hate to say it, but like, when I think of dancing, because I'm not like a dance guy, I think of like Hitch. And when he explains like how like less is more. Oh, we should.
We should do Hitch. Yeah.
I'm with
word.
it.
Okay, sidebar.
But less is more when he's just giving them those two-step instructions.
Okay.
And I'm like, I think like a minimalist approach to dancing, if you can't do it, is way better than trying to do the most. So it was funny because he didn't even have like the like just bare minimum. He had like this little like, and I was like, yo, it's not like Latin music. You ain't got to have like the shoulder work shimmy on it. Like you need a little like he had a lot of forearm. Yeah. And I was like, this ain't even the song for the forearm. This ain't the forearm joint. Like I got you.
Cause what was
you know
when the mom was in the car, she was pumping some other R&B too, right? Which I found hilarious is like, again, reflection on society. Is like the moderate white family enjoys the black culture, but is nervous about black people showing up, which obviously I don't care. I would be skeptical too.
Yeah.
But I would probably be more like how Ethan Hawke was. Oh yeah, come inside. Like
I think.
Yeah.
And you know what was the unanswered question? That I think even if you're trying to make like these little side stories of possible like romances, I would have loved to see like the girl looking at her screensaver or her wallpaper and see a picture of her and her mom and dad. I would have loved to know if the mom was white.
In the book, apparently it's Mahershala and the wife. The daughter's not like a thing.
Okay.
So I think they changed that probably for like emotional shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, planes are falling out the sky. Mom was supposed to be flying somewhere.
Because if the mom was white, that adds another wrinkle to that
nuts.
scene in the study.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, ooh, was he going?
Right.
Was he really? Like, was he really with it? Was he not with it?
It's his vibe.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, and now it's like, but then that changes all the behavior because now that changes the daughter's behavior towards Julia Roberts and them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like I've always had to deal with this within my household and in my community, being like brown skin, but like, against, like, it would have just been a bunch of little layers if you would have just showed her looking at her phone, think about her mom, and her mom was actually white. I'd have been like, oh, yeah, that'd have been crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just thought, like, like me, that's where I overly dive in. I dive into the little wrinkles that, like if it's still water, like, what's that ripple in the whole pond that now you can't change it?
Got you.
Like, that's what I'd be looking at with the movies. Like, you know what I mean? Like, shout out to the son. He was a late teenager.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
He's 16, 17. You see a girl in her 20s.
What's up?
I feel you.
Yeah.
Like, and he was scary. Because he didn't act on none of it. He didn't even try.
Nothing. Looks and kept it pushing.
Say something, my G.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
Introduce yourself.
Not make it happen, because it wasn't going to happen. But I mean, like, give it the old college try.
Word.
Have a little convo. Like,
I don't think
like,
they didn't speak.
He should have ended up in the study.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would have been fire for him.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what you got? You got tunes? What's going on in here? It's a boring ass day. Like, you're not really hyped about being around your sister, but you're right up under her.
Mm-hmm.
Should have said something.
Yeah.
And you just creepily, like, just in the distance taking pictures
Snapping
of this girl.
photos, yeah.
Like, I mean, but spank bank vibes.
Yeah.
You seen them.
Sick.
You seen him in the bedroom later with it.
Pause.
He was storing it for later. He was like, I'm gonna need this. I don't got no service. I can't get no links off.
X videos isn't working right now.
Yo, he was like, yo, the hub ain't hitting right now.
You're mad about friends? You need some happiness right now? Big bro needs some happiness right now.
Oh my god.
Yo. Oh
That was
man.
crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like, but we say all of that to say this, yo, like, again, watching it twice, I'm just like, yo, this movie has to give me something. All it gave me was questions, bro.
Unfortunately, I think that's the aim.
Yeah, and I
don't think it's meant to be a good movie. I think it's meant to be a good conversation starter.
Just a conversation starter. Because I think I had heard the director say that he purposely went out of his way to try to like piss us off. So that's giving us the tension building with no payoff.
Yo, if you were on like a date night and or double date, and the movie was on,
yeah, we
guys
talk
would
about
have
this in the car ride.
amazing conversations after.
Yeah,
like it's great source material to lead people down the path of conversation.
Do you think they all made it back to the bunker?
No,
Oh shit. Okay. What do you think?
and they should have. I don't know where Julia Roberts and the girl end up because I feel like when they talk about people conflicting with one another, they're actually they're gonna reach this tension point where she's going further and further. They were already starting to do that before the deer came, where she's going further and further, and the daughter's trying to get back to the house.
Okay.
She's looking for her daughter, the daughter, and then Mahershala's daughter's trying to get back to her father. That's going to create a divide. Now, somewhere in between, you're hoping Julia Roberts gets to this house. If she gets to the house and nothing happens, cool. If she gets back and nothing happens, cool. But there's room for possibility in both. Like, say she doesn't make it that way, say she doesn't make it back to the house. And then at that point, now you're down one. And then either way, they both have the potential to get there, see the bike in front of the house, and then be like, oh, all right, bet.
Yeah. That I enjoyed the Kevin Bacon scene because
it was important to show how people get very different.
And all of these movies
Desperate times call for desperate measures
have
type
this
shit.
type of scene, where there's some type of standoff. You know what I'm saying? I'm on this side, you're on this side. Take care of your family, all that
Right.
good shit. But and I mean, I don't know, man. The Obama's trying to tell us something. I don't fucking know.
I don't think so.
Do I really care? Not really, because where I'm at with where I see like I don't think I reflect with any of the characters. Maybe the son a little bit, where he's just like, yeah, care about something else. Like, he's like, I think you should care about something else, because like I'm kind of like, if some shit is gonna go down in today's setting, what can most of us do about any of it?
I think that's why I feel for Ethan Hawke.
Okay.
Because I feel like all of us as men would love to feel like we'll be able to like protect our family and like to be faced with the reality that like there's not much you can do would have to be like such a terrible feeling.
Word.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you want to have a solution.
Mm-hmm.
You want to think that, like, oh, there's this, like, compartment in the back of your brain that's just going to click when some emergency happens. And, like, you're not thinking that you're just going to open up this, like, emergency vault and inside behind that door, it's going to be like, nah, my nigga.
Word. Yeah.
And, like, that's a terrible feeling. Because, like, everybody wants to be that to their family.
Yeah.
I don't care what walk of life you are. I don't care what race you are. Everybody wants to be able to make sure that they can, like, hold it down when it really comes down to it.
Yeah.
So I
That's
feel
a
bad.
fact.
I feel bad for that character.
Word. Yeah. I don't know, man. I really wanted to like this more because I like movies similar to this. Yeah.
I just would have liked. I would have liked the movie to finish.
Yeah, like
The movie stopped in the middle, so it's like it's hard. Like if it was given, if we were like on a grading scale, I'd give it an I.
yeah. Definitely incomplete.
Like, can I really say that it's bad? No, because we just had a good conversation about it. But can I say that it's good when I don't know anything about where the movie's going, and it was longer than the movies that I've actually been able to figure out?
Yeah.
Like, there's movies that are an hour 20 that I actually know what happened.
Yeah, that has
You know,
a little
like,
bit more
you
go
gave-
to it.
like,
Yeah.
you gave me a whole extra hour and 10 minutes of material for me to still feel like I only watched 30 minutes of it. That's kind of unfair if you're critiquing the movie.
Yeah.
But is it fair in the bigger scheme of things? Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. One last question.
Go ahead.
What did you think of like the bombing at the end? I happen to think that it was the U.S. bombing itself.
Okay, yeah,
I feel like if
I
we were
could
gonna
think
go
that
with that, like
Obama's
self-reflection,
thing, climate control, all types
some
of all that bag. So
all of that, yeah. Like
yeah, I can see that.
it wasn't, because they're like, oh, it could be Korea, it could be Iran, it could be
Population
this.
control.
I think it
hitting
could
a hard
be.
reset.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, especially if we're talking about like a reflection on us as a society. Yeah, maybe we're destroying ourselves. We're destroying the environment. So maybe that's why the animals are flocking together because they're like, fuck.
And my final takeaway would be it made me very scared to drive all electric vehicle.
Oh yeah, we didn't even really touch on that. That's crazy. And it's funny is people talked about that potentially being a thing. Like, oh, all these cars are electric, hooked up to this mainframe. Oh, it's repo time. Oh, yo, your payment a day late. It's going back to the
100%.
It's going back to the
Bring it back
warehouse,
to the
doggy.
lot.
Yeah.
No time for your late fee.
Yeah.
We'll bring it
I want
back.
to know what Elon thought about that shit. Fuck it.
But on that note, until next time, guys, that's what we seen and we heard
That's what we seen.
when we leave the world behind.
What you see is what you get. It's what you get. Then what you see is what you get.